Okay, for tonight's homework, we're practicing on number patterns, what we did in class today. Odd numbers 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, and 15. Remember that on problems 1, 3, 5, and 7, you're just creating the input-output table on that. So let's finish up. We did number 1 together in class. Number 2, the output is D times X. And so remember, output is Y. We can give it a letter or a variable. I'm going to do this one now where it is vertical. And you have to have at least 4 numbers. I'm just going to do 1 through 4. If you want to choose any different numbers, you're more than welcome to do so. So as we had, this is the input. This was output. You can do it this way, or you can have it where you have your rule. And this will be your rule. There's not enough room. But I'm going to put that my rule is that whatever D is, this usually would have been X, but they gave the letter D. Then the output would be, and I'm just going to name it Y. And that whatever I have, so 2. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4. So if my D is 1, my rule is to multiply that by 6. So 1 times 6 equals 6, and that's my output. 2 times 6 equals 12. 3 times 6 equals 18. And 4 times 6 equals 24. And those are the numbers. That is really hard to see. So I'm going to bring that up a little bit closer. That way you can see it. All right. So you're just creating a table. I'll make it bigger on the next one. Number 5, the output is 8E. Remember that we said that when you have a number and a variable or a letter, the operation means to multiply. Remember, there's 2 different, you can have it like this. You may see it like this. You may see it like this. Or you may see it like this. These are the different ways that you will know it's multiplication. So you have it 4 different ways. You may have a variable, you may have another number, but when they're together and the operation's not showing, that's a superpower multiplication. It says, I don't have to let you know that you'll always see a times number. I can be invisible, or I can be in disguise and use a different symbol. So let's do this one. 8 times whatever E is this time. So I'm going to draw this one, and this one I'm going to do 3 columns. Didn't quite make that big enough. I'll just do it like this. Input, in, out, and this is my rule. 2 and 4 numbers. So my N, which is going to be the letter E, I'm going to give it the numbers again, 1, 2, 3, 4. The out, I'll just give it the letter Y. My rule is to times it by 8. So 1 times 8 equals 8. 2 times 8 equals 16. 3 times 8 equals 24. 4 times 8 equals 32. Okay. If you wanted to do 2, 4, 6, 8, you could do that. If you wanted to do 1, 3, 5, and 9, you can do that. If you wanted to do 11, 12, 13, 14, you can do that as well. Now, the last one that you're doing is you're going to, whatever G is, whatever the input is, and that was, I'm going to put input in case you can't understand that part. There we go. You're going to add 8 to it. This one here, I'm just going to go ahead and do it vertical again. I'll make it big enough so that I can have my 3 columns. This is my input. And my input is going to be the letter G. This is my rule or the process, that shaking. What is it going to be when it goes in through the input, shake it up, and then the output. And so this is going to be output. I'm only going to represent it with 4 different numbers. So this time, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. You do different numbers on that and see what you come up with. So you try different numbers. I'm going to just stick with the 1, 2, 3, 4. You can do 1, 3, 5, and 9. You can do 2, 4, 6, 8. You can do 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. You do different numbers. So I'm doing 1, 2, 3, 4. My rule is to add 8. So I'm just going to put plus 8, plus 8, plus 8, plus 8. On Star, when you see that, I said that you can get grid paper. You can have the vinyl cover that goes on your screen, regular notebook paper, the whiteboard. You have so many different options. This is what I want you to draw when you're pulling out this grid here, like the one down here, and draw this where you have 3 so you can put your rules, or if you put your rule right on top so you don't forget. So 1 plus 8 equals 9. 2 plus 8 equals 10. 3 plus 8 equals 11. 4 plus 8 equals 12. And there's my output. Okay, let's go to the next one. So we did this part. I did it this part here. I'm trying to get this moved up a little bit. There we go. So Suki uses toothpicks to build a number of separate shapes for her math project. She uses 1 toothpick for each side of a shape. Complete the input-output table to show how many toothpicks Suki needs to make 6 hexagons. So here's her input. This is the number of hexagons, so it's going to be H. And the output is the number of toothpicks, which would be T. It usually would be X and Y, but now they just changed it to H and T, and that's fine. We still have an input and we have an output. Here I said you're going to have Y equals 6X or X6, which means that that's the input times, or using the letters, that T will equal 6 times H, the number of hexagons. So the first one, I have 1 hexagon times 6 equals 6. 2 hexagons, so how many does she need to make 6 of them? 2 hexagons, so 2 times 6 equals 12. 3 hexagons, she'll need 18 toothpicks. 4 hexagons, she'll need 24 toothpicks. 5 hexagons, she will need 30 toothpicks. 6 hexagons, she needs 36 toothpicks. So here she will need there we go. All right, I'm flipping over. We're doing 11. We're doing the odd numbers. If you wanted to do the even, we'll go over those tomorrow and let me know what you've got. Tia hangs chili-shaped party lights in her backyard. Oh, those are really cute. Can you picture those in your mind? Remember, you're needing to make connections with the story. So the rule is C equals 14F. That gives the number of chili lights, just C, there are for each foot, which they labeled F. So C is going to be for the chili lights, and F is for each foot. So how many lights are on 8 feet of wire? Okay, so I have, looking at for the chili lights equals 14F. All right, and how many feet then does she have? It's 8. So I'm going to have C equals 14 times 8. And what is 14 times 8? Well, I will stack it. I already know that 8 times 4 equals 32. I'm going to look over here really quickly to see, do I have a 2 in place? I do. So I'm thinking that that's not going to be my answer. So let me check. I regroup. 8 times 1 is 8, 9, 10, 11. And sure enough, there's going to be 112 chili lights. So C equals 112 chili lights on 8 feet of lights. That's a lot of chili. Let's go to this next one. Eric uses this equation, E equals 25B, to determine how much he earns for selling hand-carved bowls at the craft fair. So if B represents the number of bowls he sold and E represents his earnings, how much will Eric earn if he sells 9 bowls? All right, so look at this. This is going to be E. This is B. So 1 bowl he sold for $25. What's my rule? It told me I'm going to multiply by 25. So 2 bowls was 50. 3 bowls is 75. How much is for 9 bowls? So one of the things, an easy way, you can multiply this out, right? You can do this. 25 times 9. I'm going to take what I know about quarters or $25, that if I have 4 $25, that equals to 100. It means if I had another 4 $25, that equals to 200. That's already 8 25s, right? And then I need it 9. See, that's another 100. So this equals to 200. I have 1 more left over, so my answer is going to be 225. So that's an easy way of doing it. I had 100, another 100, that's 200, and then left over. So the answer is A. Or you can stack it. 9 times 5 equals 45. Regroup. I'm looking at here. I have a 5 here and a 5 here. I can cross out the rest. 9 times 2 is 18. Well, I already know that that's not going to work. 19, 20, 21, 22. And I get my answer of 225. Okay, getting easier. You will see this on Star Test. So this is the time you have to tell me what you don't get so that I can re-explain. At his job at the deli, Sam makes 9 sandwiches and 6 salads each hour. Wow. Which of the following patterns can you use to find the number of sandwiches? Sandwiches. Do we need to know anything about salads? He makes in 4 hours. I don't need to know. That's extra information. I just need to know about sandwiches. So I know that in 1 hour, it's 4. He makes, this is the input. He makes 9 sandwiches. So 2 hours, what am I going to do? Very good. My rule is to multiply by 9. So in 2 hours, how many sandwiches does he make? Very good. That's 18. So do you see here, I have a 9. I can get rid of this one. I have a 9. I can get rid of this one. Like I have an 18. In 3 hours times 9, that's going to be 27. In 4 hours times 9, that's going to be 36. So the answer is A. All right, and that was it for this evening. Guys, have a great night, and I will see you tomorrow. Be ready to work. We have a lot to do. Remember, your first STAR test in reading is April 18th. Science STAR test is April 25th, and our STAR test is May 2nd. We are taking 2 unit tests next week on Wednesday and Thursday on these things that we have covered in the last couple of weeks. And after Easter, starting on April 10th, we are starting STAR reviews. So you need to be ready and be focused every single time. Talk to you later. Bye.